I got Dave here.
I think that
We want to welcome everybody here. Speaking of that, Celinda. We want to welcome everybody here.
Everything all at once?
Everything all at once.
It's honestly a sensation.
Aliens listen to it.
Fuck yeah, here we are, boys.
Are we recording?
We tried this earlier, and we are officially recording this
Okay.
time.
We are already like 2 steps ahead of where we were.
We're doing really good right now.
This is good.
We're killing it, and I want to thank you guys for joining us today. We got Alex Keene and Eddie Kanaj, deep beat maker extraordinaire, created our kick-ass intro for us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was fun.
It's a sweet beat, dude.
It is sweet, dude. I love it. I listen to it still. So.
Just for fun, dude. Throw it on every now and then.
I listen to all my own shit all the time. It sounds so great. Not even like I'm like into myself. Sounds like a very.
Yeah, dude.
I write the best shit I know.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm the hardest one I know. You know what I mean?
That's right, making those dank beats, dude. Yo, and I want to first I want to say that Saturdays are for the boys, and cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
I've given the illusion because I fucked up.
Alex opened his a little bit.
I did wait to take a sip though.
No, that's nice. Thanks for pretending for our intergalactic, interplanetary, international, and local viewers. I'm sure they were fooled by your.
I didn't give it a fake
Your
sound
acting.
effect though, which I should.
You should.
If everybody could comment if that was realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that sounded just like a
Is
can
that
opening.
video live?
The video's live too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're recording video too. This is gonna be the first one I think I actually put on YouTube. It's gonna be great.
I just can't find the camera. Sorry. I was looking. Anyway.
Isn't that it right up there?
I like the soundproofing too.
This one's up here,
This is hard.
Oh, we got the other one.
and the other one is over there in the corner.
Okay.
Didn't we
Oh.
record the one on Thursday too?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna put that one up because I was still like figuring out how to do this and mastering my technique and whatnot.
And
Dave
sad-
looks
and
like
sad.
every sidekick ever. Just every little, like every sidekick. He's like never the guy like that's like the main character. He's
Yeah,
like,
right.
He's like their right hand man always. Like
Dave is
kills people.
absolutely a main character in this show, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
main
Well, you just
character
gotta
in his
tell
own
him, be like,
story.
yo, dude, I need to get rid of this dude. He's like, I got it.
That's why the people tune in is to listen to Dave. And we all know it. He has a very unique voice. It was told to us by one of our guests. It's basically
It's different, yeah. It's definitely unique.
that's
You
right.
got a good cadence.
I don't know.
I
about
could
all
listen to
that.
you read the phone book, Dave.
Yeah, they still make those things.
They
huh?
do.
They do still exist. I think I got one in my mailbox a while ago.
Do you pay for that?
No,
Oh
but
God, no, dude, absolutely not. I do not pay for a phone
I
book,
couldn't even
but
tell you last time I opened the phone book.
No.
everything's on the internet, dude.
you ever try to rip one in half?
What, a phone book?
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, it's been done.
You could beat someone with a phone book.
I always
very
thought that was like
easily.
Superman's gig. Like he could rip a phone book in half. I didn't think it was like something that was humanly only people from Krypton.
Oh no. Go watch some YouTube videos.
People can actually do it though.
Yeah, it's like a strongman feat though. Like I could.
You have to be very powerful.
Dude, that's
very
insane.
powerful. It's like trying to rip a deck of cards too. That's very difficult.
I could try my whole life to do it, and it would never happen.
No,
like
I-
I could gain 100 pounds, and it still wouldn't happen.
I think we could get you on like a good like exogenic like steroid regimen. And you might be.
Oh,
able to
dude,
rip-
that's a great idea.
I'm 39. I should start doing steroids. I've been.
That's right, dude.
No time.
I have
like
a lot of
depression.
energy. I should get some more, right? Isn't that
Exactly.
Isn't that how it works? Like,
You got to get muscles to burn off that energy, dude.
I do have a lot of energy, but I'm so lazy, which is so crazy. Like if you give me a task, I'll do it, but on my time and every you know what
When
I
I
mean?
want to.
It has to be, dude. It has to be like I came up with everything. If you can trick me into that, then
What? Thinking it was your idea?
Yeah, like if someone hires me and they're like, dude, you can do this whenever you want, at any time you want, just between the hours of 8 and 10 p.m. or whatever. Like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, that's my
Right.
shit, dude. On my time, it's right. Get there at 8:01.
Dude, I'm really glad you guys are all here Saturday, and we're kicking it and having a good time. And the whole big thing about starting this YouTube or this podcast was to like foster a sense of connection and community. And I feel like I'm really glad you're here after a tough work week, dude. I had like a spiritual connection this week with somebody, and now I feel like I'm spiritually connecting with you guys, and it's amazing.
It's
You
all
had a
about-
rough work week?
Oh, dude. So it started off Monday. It was raining, and I had this revelation, dude. I had a change in my heart about something that I used to not like, and now it's I really value it. And so it's Monday morning, and it's raining. I'm pulling into the parking lot. It fucking sucks. I don't want to be there. And I get out of my car, and I'm walking up towards my building, and there's one of my colleagues walking about 20 feet ahead of us, and in order to get into the building, you have to cross a street, and this street has like so many signs, like a pedestrian crossing sign. It's in a school zone, so there's school zone sign, and it has like a stop for pedestrian sign right in the middle, and the cars never stop. Everybody's flying through this intersection, and she's just walking, dude. It's raining. It sucks. Nobody wants to be there. She's staring straight down. There's cars coming both directions, and she just walks directly into them. The first lane of traffic is pretty far away, dude. They have time to slow down and stop, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then she gets into the second part, and there's a car, like, literally right there, and my whole body, like, tenses up, like I'm bracing for impact, like I'm in her shoes. And the car just, like, screams to a stop, and she's completely unfucking phased. And I just, like, cheer for her. I'm like, fuck yeah!
Crazy,
Dude, have you ever been like that, though, where you're just like, fuck it, dude, go ahead, hit me? That's, like, what she told that car, dude.
I just showed him like a couple weeks ago. I watched a guy get hit by a car on a bike on 23rd and Parade or something like that.
Ooh.
Dude, it was the craziest thing. Dude, I literally just pulled to the light and boom, it happened instantly. Dude was on a bike, and car came in the turning lane and fucking nailed him. And I was like, it didn't even register what I had seen. Like, does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
dude.
did this just happen? And so I was like, everyone's taking videos. I was like, I don't want to be that guy. And I'm like straight filming it. I was like, dude, I have to have proof of this.
I have to let people know it happened, dude.
Yeah, I felt fucked up though.
There comes some points in my life where I've been like, go ahead, fucking just run me the fuck over. Especially on a Monday morning where it's raining and I'm
Yeah.
going to work. I'm just like, you know what? If a car hits me today,
Working for someone has always made, like, no matter, every job I've ever had working for someone makes me feel like that. I don't know why. Does anyone else feel like that?
The staring into the void, or whatever the French term is.
yeah.
Which is like the acceptance of the man. What is it? I
Yeah,
can't remember.
It's the call to the void.
The call to the void.
I don't know
that's
how to
it.
pronounce it, but it's like L'appel du vide.
What
you
is
know?
it? What's it mean?
And
like,
it's basically like, so this happened a couple years ago. I was with one of my exes, and we were at the Niagara Falls, and we're on the railing.
the Niagara Falls.
The Niagara Falls.
The not
The Niagara Falls.
the
The American
original.
side.
The-
The
it has to be
American side.
American.
Made of the
Yeah.
mist is, rolling
The
along.
real side.
Whatever. But we're at the railings, and she's like looking down at the falls, and just out of nowhere, she was like, you ever, you get like the sensation to just jump, and I like kind of like hold her. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, what do you mean? And then she was the first one that explained it to me. It's just like this like just like natural almost urge to just like go towards death, go towards the void. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I understand
had
that. I understand that completely.
Eddie, you're shaking your head no.
No, I don't think I've ever had that. Freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah,
though. A little
Never
bit.
like driving across a bridge and you're like, oh, dude, I bet you I could make it through this barrier and just barrel off down into the fucking
Yes.
ravine.
Nah. I
Dude,
don't
and
think I've ever had
and it's
that.
not like you want to, but it's you could.
You could.
It's like the implication.
Yeah.
You could.
I mean,
Dude, that's so bizarre. I've
Yeah,
never
I'm-
had that experience.
I'm
dude.
with you. I
I don't know
I-
anything about
I don't
it.
know
I don't-
what this says about like my mental health, but I understand.
I used to think
that
I was super fucked up. Now I gotta worry
No,
about you, bro.
See, I feel the same way though.
About you're on
Like,
Alex's side?
I'm
or-
on Alex's side, dude. I say, like, I am about that. After watching that girl walk into traffic, I am never looking both ways before crossing the street. Ever again, dude.
She has knocked something loose in you that we can't, or not sure it can be put
That's
back.
It was already loose, but now I have, like, a new appreciation for
Right.
it after seeing other people that are just like, you know what? Fucking hit me. Fucking end it.
I think the
please.
term's unhinged. He's been knocked so loose, he's unhinged right now.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
Hell yeah.
Did you see it? Though?
I
Oh,
have
that's a good
seen it,
movie.
yeah.
So me and Alex are pretty metal, dude. Eddie, would you consider yourself a metal fan? Do you think
Yeah,
that?
like, so it's like what's that? Like, not Limp. So it's like Limp
Bi-
Bizkit
what?
type metal.
You
but
like Limp
no,
Bizkit?
like the new metal stuff, like Glassjaw. I love Limp Bizkit's first album. It's
Yeah.
fucking so good, dude. But like, yeah, I love metal stuff. I don't even know what's metal though. Like, what's metal now? I
Like
don't even know
fucking
what that
Black
means.
Dahlia Murder. Like
No, I like what's that one band? Devil Wears Prada. Dude,
That-
they've
they're-
always
that's-
made
that's
some
kind
good
of
tunes.
metal.
Oh, okay, so that's not metal enough.
I mean that's not metal enough apparently to have the Call to the Void like me
I've
and
heard
Alex
of
do.
Black Veil or whatever.
Black
that-
Black
Veil
Dahlia.
Brides.
I've heard of them. I actually like their producer, but no, I don't like. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I listen to so much fucking rap now.
Yeah?
Like, never used to listen to it, and I'm wearing an Emo's Not Dead fucking hoodie.
I was gonna comment on that hoodie.
I don't know. I
That's
don't know what I
hilarious.
am, dude.
See, and when I was in high school, and we've talked about this on the Lost episode that didn't get recorded. But when I was in high
doesn't
school,
exist.
It doesn't exist. It never happened. But when I was in high school, I didn't have like what do they call it? Like a scene. The scene. I wasn't a scene kid. I didn't listen to emo or metal. I listened to fucking rap music. And I don't feel the call to the void either. So maybe that's some kind of connection.
Maybe that's the
there.
thing. Maybe us
Well,
metal people just like the death and the darkness.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
I don't know. My house looks like the Addams Family. Honestly, at this point, like I'm always like sending these guys like pictures of like the human bones. Like we
Yeah, that shit's
picked-
so. I don't understand that. Every time you send me something, I look at Khaleesi like, what the fuck are they doing over there? Like,
Dude,
what's going on?
When I was in New Mexico, there was a penis bone for a raccoon, and I actually bought it for Alex because I
true.
knew he would really
Do you have it
appreciate
still?
I do. It's a baculum bone. I think is what it's.
What do
called.
you think
baculum.
your kid's gonna be like? What the fuck?
My thought is the fact that I think that this coming child is one probably going to be weird, like in the sense that like school, but it will lead to the fact, and it always leads back to me, and the fact that kids won't want to sleep over at our house. And I'm okay with that.
That's really the end game goal.
Still have a
I don't-
kid though.
See, I don't.
right.
So your kid's not gonna be scared, but everyone else is.
Well,
No.
I mean, if like that,
Maybe
those
just
kids are going to
once.
go home and like, yo, that kid at school is like really
you're torturing
strange.
your kid before he's born.
No,
No,
I
yo,
don't
you're
think.
setting it up. I don't know. I think kids at a young age are extremely curious. They might be like, oh, cool bones, but their parents on the other
And
hand.
that's
what
my
you gotta worry about,
because
yeah.
I did tell Lish, I'm like, you realize that like we will have to interact with parents, and the hilarity. And she went, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "What do you mean? Like when he starts like playing sports or doing whatever he wants to do, you know, like he's going to interact with children his age." And we, by default, will have to interact with their parents.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't like that idea at all.
I was dude. Believe it or not, I was a coach for years, like 4 years, 5 years. I coached basketball, coached baseball a little bit, and helped coach football for kids. And I will never fucking. It was all the parents. It's the parent. It's all parents, dude.
But
They're like,
hopefully after they come over to your house once, though, they'll never want to come back. So
They'll
you'll only
never
have
come
to.
back.
No.
You'll never have to interact with them again. Just that
Which
one
is
time.
fine.
hold on, were
like-
you guys scared to be at other people's houses when you were kids?
No.
No.
Never, even as a little kid, you never got homesick.
No,
No.
no, I hated.
man,
I hated
dude.
my house.
I
Really?
think you've always been a homebody.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Even though like when I was in high school and stuff, I didn't like being home because I was like a popular kid. I did sports. I was always busy and shit, like playing music, whatever I was doing. But like, other than that, like I did like being at home, dude. Everything I did like centered around being home. Like I'm still like that today, dude.
We were talking.
I-
We think it's always a 50-50 shot. Like you're gonna.
yeah,
tell
Yeah.
it's true though. It
There's
is
Yeah, he
a
true.
might be
50%
here,
chance.
he might not.
You were like,
And
I'll
it's-
be
dude,
there. There's a. I
but it's
promise.
not-
There's a 50% chance I'll be there.
My thing is, I feel like I'm such an like I felt bad last night. So last night I was talking to Dave. We were at IHOP, and I was like, "I hope you guys get fucking famous because I want royalties off that money." And then
For the song.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, this morning I was like, that was so rude of me to say. And I was serious, but not serious, but definitely serious. She's like, oh, you're serious, but she's like, you're kidding too. And if people, I was like, so it
Serious
wasn't-
until it happens when we're famous and you need that
Order up because I
don't
need those sweet
Yeah,
residuals.
I mean, for the record, though, my response was, I hope we get famous, too.
That's what he said. That's what he said. I was like, that's a perfect comment. But I just feel like, so like my intentions are never like, fuck people. I hate, it's whenever it comes to planning something and then actually having to do it, I get crazy anxiety to the point it makes me sick. So I'm like, I can't do it. Like even today, it was like 10:32, and I was like, I can't cancel, but I could cancel, but I can't cancel. I was like,
Kalista messaged us. She's
Well, I
like
told
your
her to.
secretary.
Yeah,
I was-
that's
I
why
was
I was
brushing
like,
my
she's your
teeth.
assistant. She's like, Mr. Kananj does have you guys penciled in for 11:10. Here's the topics we need you to stay away from.
Dude, she, yeah, I just.
Dude, living in America is a weird fucking idea, a weird place, dude.
Why is that?
I just think that, like, our respect and our seriousness is just very, very low compared to, like, a lot of other places.
Well, I
Dude,
feel like people think I'm
1,000%.
really rude. Like, so that's why if people only knew it was me. Like, it's never them. Even, like, whenever I left my last job, and I was like, it was always me. I mean, it was definitely them too, but it was like me because it's just I don't like working around people. I like doing my own thing. But it's never people. Like, yes, I might not like people, but like I don't. It's always because like I'm fucking feeling a certain way, so I don't like I don't like
push it on
talking.
other people.
Is
Yeah.
your go-to breakup line like it's not you, it's me?
It's the best, isn't it?
That's
like,
everybody.
It is though. That's why I have to be like
everybody's.
I'll be like, it's not you, it's me, and I'll be like, but for real, it is. And they're like, yeah, fuck you. Like,
Have heard
no,
that
it
one.
is,
Yeah.
though. It is.
I feel like my favorite one in the past was we've reached a plateau.
Someone told you that?
No, I came up with that on my own.
pretty solid.
And from my-
You've told another human
yeah,
being
I've told
that we've-
another human. It sounded like a fantastic idea, and it just did not go well. I was like, this sounds poetic. I'm like, baby, we climbed as far as we could. Things haven't dropped off, but they have just leveled
We have
out.
summited some beautiful peaks together in our time.
Some relationships are Everest, some are Kilimanjaro,
Hold on,
some
you
is a
guys don't
mesa.
get like
you know,
that?
With
What?
what?
If
With
you
what?
make
Maybe a little
plan,
bit.
and then you like freak out whenever that.
Dude,
plan-
I have a very
even if you want to do it.
I have a very specific window. Like my way goes like this. Like if somebody's like 3 weeks out, like we'll plan something. I'll be like 3 weeks will never get here. I can commit to that. And then the day of, I wake up like, why the fuck did I commit to this? So like my window was like, it can't be too like, hey, can you meet us in an hour? I hate that. But it also can't be too far out. Like you have to hit this sweet spot, and I have to be in the right mood.
Yeah.
See,
Like, the older I get, the less I find myself like enjoying sociability or like, dude, it's you said it to me and you like phrased it to me really well, and I always I think
Sounds
we
like
were
me.
like finishing drywall or something the one day, and you were like, dude, we're like in our late 30s. Like it's weird to be like hanging out on a couch doing nothing with other people.
Yeah, I
and I
couldn't
was
do
like,
it.
that kind of resonated with me. I was like, if we're not doing something.
Well, I can't go to, we're in our 30s and I go to someone's house and I see them literally all hanging out on a couch eating candy and shit. I'm like, it just doesn't feel like it does. I was like, I could go home and make music. Like, that's all I ever think about though, so.
you think just getting older, you're more goal driven, so the prospects of just hanging out with people just to waste the time just seems like,
I have no goals, dude. I literally don't even have goals. So
yeah,
it's
sure.
like-
I mean, you're making
You're
music.
making music.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but my only goal is literally like to make money, obviously, because I have no choice but to make money, obviously. But other than that, it's like I would make music whether I made money or I didn't make money. I just am so obsessed. Literally, I rush home from work to make music, and I have all the time in the world, dude. Like, I literally have so much free time to make music that I still rush to go make music. It's so obsessive.
But I mean, it's still a goal. It's not like
Is it? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it's not like you're like, I'm
Well,
not gonna
even
hang out
like-
with people, but you just like lay down and stare at the wall for 14 hours.
Well,
I mean,
like
which
working
is
for myself. Like, I never planned on that. Well, so I owned the company when I was a kid, but it was 25, and like, who the fuck really knows? So it's the same thing I do now, but then even going on my own this time, I'm just like, I really only did it to open up freedom. Like, financial, like, gains are better too as well, but like, for the most part, it's like I have all the freedom now. Like, I get to do whatever I want. That's all I've ever wanted in life. I don't do well if you give me a task, I'll do it, dude. But you have like, I can't do that 40 hours a week, steady schedule. I don't know how people do it. I don't know. You guys all do that, right?
it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
American
don't-
way.
It is.
Do you guys think that's normal? Like, who came up
No.
with that?
It's
Besides
not.
unions. It has to be a union that came
Well,
up with some shit.
unions
saved
lowered it
us.
down to
Yeah.
40
Oh, okay.
hours.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they used to
Honestly,
work you for
okay.
like 80 hours
Yeah,
a
the
week.
Industrial Revolution. Well,
that makes
labor.
sense,
yeah.
They were
Children.
like, you've got real small, nimble fingers at 4 years old, and you're going to be really good at cleaning this
Oh my
machinery.
god.
You never,
Yeah,
you seen
and then
like,
people were like, well, we don't want to work 90 hours anymore. So unions actually saved the workforce, but the American ideal
But
of like
40
the
hours,
40-hour
who
work
can't
week
get,
is fucked.
Who works 40 hours though at any job? I don't care who you are. If you were efficient at your job, you could work like 5 hours a day, probably be fine.
Well, dude, if you look
Oh,
at like
yeah,
Scandinavia and like
easy.
the Nordic countries, they all have like 6-hour workdays.
Well,
Their
your job's a little
productivity is like
different, but-
through the fucking roof.
Yeah,
you know?
I am not okay with American 40 hours a week.
40 hours a week seems a bit much, especially lately. But the thing is that before I was working 40 hours a week and going to school full time. And then once I went to just working 40 hours a week,
like
it
a
felt
break.
like I had like an unlimited amount of time to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And now that it's been like a year or two since I've been out of school, it's like, fuck, I don't have any time to do anything again.
Well, what do you want to do for life? Like, if you could do anything, I'm not one of those like dream. Like, what are you trying to do?
Well, honestly, I would really like to continue pursuing stuff like this and get better at video editing and sound recording and stuff like that. And
What do you do now, currently?
currently, I work in the mental health field.
Okay.
But it would be really cool to do stuff like this all the time and podcast and record other people's music or other people's shows or produce advertisements or short videos or anything like that. And just because I'm learning so much and I'm really enjoying this whole process of having a podcast and publishing it and editing and all those other things.
It's doing things for yourself. Like, going back to that question, I think Dave asked, which is like, what would you, like, is it goals? And I'm like, I think the older I get is like lost time. Is like dude, maybe it's the metal in me, which is like the call to the abyss, which now seems much closer than it ever did.
It's gonna keep getting closer.
I know,
feel
right?
younger.
It's the
I feel
inevitable
younger
march
now.
of time. Like, that shit honestly terrifies me. And I'm like, man, I wasted a bunch of time. I'd rather like spend my time now doing like things that I enjoy, or like not. I'm trying to think of the word, like subservient to like somebody else and like
A corporate slave.
well, and like, I've talked to Tony about this a bunch of times, which is like the American system, which I have like, there is this part of me, and I don't know if like, you know, that part of me that was like the 16-year-old like punk, like refuses to accept like the system we've been fed.
So-
like, I buck against it, man. And as necessary as it is to like, we have to work to survive and all of that. Like, this part of me is like, why do we spend the finite time that we have here? And we don't know what happens when we die. Nobody can give us an answer. Why do we spend our time doing like shit we hate?
The majority of your life.
Most of your time.
Yeah.
Like,
That's like the
sleeping-
American
No,
idea
yeah.
to like just fuck shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That rugged individualism to just want to break shit and not give a fuck or have any
We
respect.
did it to
for
an
anything.
entire city.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the American way has led us to just be a nation of people that walks, you know, forward, straight headed into traffic and just desecrates everything they can
Right.
Yeah,
possibly
vandalize.
find?
So
I mean,
we're
this
in
is how you
trouble
end-
right now, though. I think America for real is in trouble. Like, okay, it's a little exaggerated, but I'm just saying, like, essentially, like, so gender used to be like, so when the Romans, Greeks, all of them, like, whenever they got their like, what's that dude? The dude from oh my god, I'll think of it. But anyway, so all those countries, whenever like those Roman Empire, Greeks, all of them, they're so powerful and everything was so good at their country that they started worrying about dumb shit like gender, essentially, right? And I'm not saying it's dumb, but I'm just saying like they started worrying about shit that like most countries weren't. Like they still have to worry about poverty, whatever it is, you know. So,
Yeah,
like,
you
we
got
have
bigger
it-
fish to fry, like food
Yeah.
and shelter and
Yeah.
shit.
So you get so
and now people are obsessed with like identity politics and
and you
whatnot.
get so well. Your country's so good. It gets so
Straighten out
bored.
that mic a little bit, like lift it up.
Got it.
Down here.
Oh, I got you. Like that? Oh. And so essentially when you do all, like, when that happens, blah, 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 like, that's what America's doing right now, and that's what leads most countries to, like, fail. Like, for real.
Yeah, too
like,
big for your own good, almost. I mean,
we probably feel it a little bit right now. I think America's definitely softening, dude. I still think we have a badass country, and I think we're going to be just fine. But, dude, Russia, dude, look at them right now. They're falling apart. So, I mean, they were a superpower. So.
All
I have-
Europe.
I have
Yeah,
nothing
dude.
against Russia and China. We love all our
Yeah, that's
intergalactic
right.
Oh, yeah, no, I love
viewers.
all of them.
Fans.
Yeah, I'm not saying I hate anything. I don't care about any. Like, it's just I want America. Like, I think America's definitely got very easy, and I feel like people are so worried about like being depressed or being this or just being like they want to be not even being depressed. It's just what's that called? It describes you. You know what I mean? Like
Your
That's
identity.
your identity, and like people are so worried about that. You know, like I remember when I first met someone. I'm not gonna bring them up, like, but they were like, I'm this, and I was like, no, you just got off drugs. Like, takes a while, right? Like, it's gonna take like 4 or 5 months just to feel a little normal, and then it's gonna take a fucking couple years probably to get rid of whatever exit, and then now they're normal. Like,
mean-
normal as shit. Like,
I mean, people take they consistently take the path of least resistance, and the stuff that we're being fed, you know, through medias is just like more powerful now than it's ever been. Like, we have so many different points of contact to information, whereas before, like in years past, you had like, you know, TV, before that radio, you got your newspapers, you got your pamphlets like during the revolution. Now we got these cell phones. I mean, just anything that wants to be, any
We have
information that needs
access to
disseminated.
more knowledge than any other generation in human history, and yet I almost feel like it's dumbing us down.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. My
It's not-
parents used to tell me shit all the time. That I found out when I got older, it's all bullshit. I used to get so mad at them. Like, I'd tell like facts, thinking that like factual information, and then someone would be like, "No, that's not true." I'm like, my fucking parents told me that. Yes, it's true. It's a fact. They wouldn't lie to me. And they're like, they show me I'm like, fuck, my parents been lying to me the whole time.
I mean, I don't think that.
They just didn't know though. They didn't have a fucking Google.
I don't think we're getting dumbed down. I think there's just an incredible amount of information. I think we're getting smarter. The big difference is,
Misinformation.
not even misinformation, just that people are forming their own thoughts less and less because
Yeah,
we're
that's a
just
real thing.
subliminally being fed
Influence.
like like
real.
the episode you did a couple weeks ago about the political parties, like,
Yeah.
you know, Facebook follows what you're doing and they're like, guess what, we looked at, you know, your search history, you're a liberal, so we're going to send you as much information and news and shit as possible in your feed that caters to that agenda, and then you get stuck in that vacuum where like that's all you're seeing, that's all the information you're seeing, and it skewers the way that you think.
Deny all your cookies. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. I don't know what cookies are, or what they do, but I've been denying them.
You feel like they know less about you now?
I don't know, but I reject all the cookies, and I don't get shit that I'm not even interested in. I'm like, this is perfect.
I mean,
it's so weird, man.
Do you ever get the random phone calls from like the
All the
spam
time.
numbers?
That's so annoying, dude.
Yeah, I wonder if that has anything. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with cookies if you deny it, you know.
Cookies and
I don't even
spam.
know what cookies do, dude. I just
Yeah.
know that like whenever I look up shit, like when I'm looking at cigars or shit I'm interested in,
They want your cookies.
They want your
yeah, I
cookies.
just deny it, and I'll never get any advertising. Cause like before I did that, I'd get advertising, and then I'd be reading like a really good article, and I'm like, oh, it's a nice cigar, and then like just down the rabbit hole, I'd like just constantly looking at shit.
You know, when all of us leave here today, there's gonna be ads for fucking Chips Ahoy and,
Right.
and Dutch Masters.
Those
That's
are
so true, dude.
those are good cookies.
Which ones?
Oh, the Dutch like butter cookies in the
No,
tin?
we're talking Dutch Masters,
Dutch
like
Masters.
cigars.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh,
cigars.
oh,
But
okay.
Chips, I thought you were gonna say Chips Ahoy, which I mean, there are.
Chips
Oh,
Ahoy
no,
is
I like the
superior
bougie
cookies.
cigars. Dude, cigars are fucking. I like anything that's like someone it's skill or art to
Yeah.
do. When I look at a cigar, dude, it's not even about the like taste so much. It's about like how they crafted it. I'll read about them. I'm so obsessed with like, I don't know, it takes years to age, you know, shit
Right.
like that. Like even alcohol, like I was working for a dude, he had
Coffee.
$2,000 bottles of like bourbon or something. He's
Yeah.
telling me how they made it, and like I could listen to that all day, but he's like, do you want one? I was like, I would literally sell it. Like, if it's worth $2,000, I'm selling it.
Right.
He's like, nah, you can't sell this. I was like, well, that's what I would do, dude, because if it's $2,000, I'm not fucking drinking that. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that, dude. That's a lot.
I'd rather
money.
have $2,000.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right,
100%. I'll take half. I don't give a shit. I don't want, I could care less. I never was a drinker anyway. I never liked it. So it's
See,
like,
I don't have a call to the void, but I have a call to the past. Like, if you got like some futuristic shit, I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. But if you have like a dresser from like the 1930s that's like hand, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
carved
cool.
and shit,
I
I'm
love-
like, that shit's incredible to me. I'm like, I love that kind of stuff.
I am obsessed with Antiques Roadshow. I fucking love that show.
dude.
Dude,
It's
honestly.
still on?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Okay.
people have. There's incredible shit out there that
I
just,
believe
like,
you. I mean,
You know, it is very much like the.
Dude, so much of that stuff has just been destroyed too.
Yeah.
Like people just have no appreciation for it. Just fucking burn it in the backyard, throw it out in the dumpster.
No.
Spray paint it fucking silver or
Yeah.
something stupid.
Or just like
just put big dicks
just like,
all
yeah,
over
put
it.
a big cock
You
on
gotta,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
It's all about the dick. Like that's American. Like, dude, like, so I've spent like time in Europe, and it's crazy like the appreciation they have for their history and shit. So like I'm there. In
Americans
Ireland.
don't even know about September 11th.
No,
They have
not
no idea
anymore.
what that is.
I'm in Ireland, and you can just like take these back roads in Ireland, and there's just a castle. like on the side of the road, like out in the field, and you just walk into it. There's no graffiti. There's nothing wrong with. There's no dicks spray painted.
Oh, so
on it.
Alex hadn't got there yet.
Right, exactly.
No one's-
And I'm
Well,
like,
If that was in America, though,
An
you
hour.
know it would be covered in dicks.
Set
People
on
have
fire.
their names
set on
off
fire
of it.
is what I.
Set on fire, dude. It'd be like Detroit.
Yeah.
Thing is arson.
Arson.
I think arson is a very American thing.
Arson.
I think arson's a French word.
First time when I was a kid.
What? We're re-traumatizing Eddie here. It's no big deal.
I wasn't
guys.
there at a soccer game, so I was at my buddy's house.
They burn, and your house burned down. Did somebody burn it down?
No, it was the guy next door. He was like smoking or something, but
Well, that'll
probably
happen.
bullshit. But I don't know.
There's houses that need burned down too, like
Yeah.
all over the place. They're just empty houses getting burned right now as we speak in
Dude,
America. So nobody
yeah,
has
it
any.
is.
respect for
If you
anything.
leave any sort of structure abandoned for, I would like, what would your time span be in America? Like 24 hours?
No,
I'd say like
24 hours. It is either going to be burned down
Yeah.
or covered in cotton.
This is why, this is why, you know, in Europe they're doing things like coronating a new king, and in America we're just getting closer to RoboCop being a reality. You know,
right,
It sucked, dude.
we got robots walking around with guns and shit,
Right,
just
wait,
murdering
RoboCop
people
was-
left or right.
It was Detroit, right?
it was Detroit. A very
Oh, so it's gonna be reality.
Yeah,
Sure.
which makes sense. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they have a whole day in Detroit. Like what? Like the day before Halloween, they call it what? Devil's Night. Where they
Devil's
just
Night.
Burn down
everything down,
abandoned
yeah.
buildings.
yeah.
That's it. Like that's such a.
That's the whole point of the night. You just burn down your all the bandos that are all over Detroit, and
Blocks of
and
them.
nobody cares. It's fine.
No,
it's,
in
it's
fact,
completely socially
they
acceptable.
coined a term for it. Like
Yeah.
Devil's Night.
They named it.
Yeah, it's Devil's Night. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like
so crazy, dude.
It-
Until RoboCop gets there,
Until
dude.
RoboCop.
Until we
gets
got
there.
tons of RoboCops roaming the streets of Detroit.
you couldn't make multiple. I mean, is that the goal? Is to make multiple?
I mean,
RoboCops,
I mean,
or is,
I
like,
think-
he
Oh,
was
you're
sort
gonna
of
need more than one, dude.
He's an outlier, though. Like, wasn't he sort of the?
He was like he was the first.
He was
Yeah.
a moral compass to stop corruption on the police side while also serving justice to the city of Detroit.
Right, but then you have like Judge Dredd, right? Sort of. Always feel like those two are different sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Because
One's
wasn't
like
Dredd
lawful-
like he was like, there's no gray area. Like
just murdering
yeah, he was just murdering people. Like
everything.
I feel like
Judge
RoboCop-
Dredd or-
jury,
Judge Dredd.
Dredd, yeah,
Okay.
judge, jury, executioner, like
bam,
on the
dead.
spot.
So
what's the difference between was one a comic and one is a movie?
No, they were
They're
both movies. They're both movies. RoboCop is just a lot more moralistic.
Well, one was I thought Judge Dredd didn't he come from a comic?
yeah,
He-
he
or
did.
something
I'm
like
pretty
that?
sure he
Yeah,
did.
I
I think
thought-
RoboCop was just a movie.
RoboCop was just a beautiful creation of I don't know who
The
did it.
the
but-
best of us. Like
I'm just
Let's
so
say-
glad we
but-
didn't grow up at the time with If I was like a kid and there's cameras the way they are now, oh my god, I'd be in jail so much sooner.
Do
Like-
we really want like a bunch of RoboCops roaming the streets of Detroit though, or do we appreciate the freedom to just
No,
burn
I
down
like,
buildings?
dude. I like the stories.
I think you
I
find
like
yourself
reading
in a
articles.
real like quandary there.
Like, do we ruin this American ideal of just destroying
drawing
property?
dicks on everything?
I don't think
Like,
Detroit even cares, dude. They're like whatever.
I mean, that doesn't even have to just be limited to Detroit. I mean, that's where RoboCop,
Sure.
was
Started.
inspired by. But
And
like,
thank God they need it.
Detroit is so bad.
like,
dude.
could you imagine being in like Nebraska and a fucking RoboCop just pops out of the corn?
Yeah,
like,
he's killing people for
no
like
drinking
jaywalking.
in the field.
though.
You know, like
People are jaywalking or like, you know, they don't clean up their dog's shit when they're walking it, and then they get killed by RoboCop. In Detroit, I feel like at least they have a reason to.
Right, but I feel like RoboCop would be like he would cut you a benefit of
No,
the
yeah,
doubt.
Robo-
Judge Dredd would
would
be
kill
like,
you.
there's a
Piece
now
of-
there's a death penalty for not cleaning up after your dog, and
They
he
would-
would just.
And I really think we need more death penalties. Too.
Well, the police wouldn't
like,
even want to
spitting your gum
RoboCop.
on the streets.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there has to be corruption. Or if they were like, hey,
Well, that was the point of RoboCop.
That's
was to
what I mean,
weed out
no-
corruption amongst.
yeah, but there's
cops.
no politician be like, oh, that's cool, that's good, because they're all fucked.
Maybe
We
they
wouldn't even
maybe they
have
don't
them.
realize the impact of it at first though. They're like, oh, this will be great. He'll stop some things, but he won't be able to catch me, obviously, because I'm too
'Cause
smart
I'm a politician.
and I'm a politician.
maybe we need Robo Senators.
Robo senators.
I had that sort of, and this also sort of ties in with what Tony was talking about, which is like a ton of weird pedestrian experiences living in New York because there's 8 million people in that city, and so walking around it,
Not enough.
You're bound to see like some weird shit. And like my first, I don't know, week or two there, I got the invite to go out with people that I worked with, and we went out into Manhattan, and I forget where we were, somewhere like around 6th Avenue or something, and we're drinking. We're drinking, and my coworker like pulls out a bag of mushrooms, and he was like, "Do you want to party?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna be responsible and just drink 24 beers tonight." And so he eats and whatever. We're doing it. We're walking back to the subway, and we're crossing like 6th Avenue, and there's not a pedestrian like walk sign, and he just starts going, and I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Don't worry about it, man. They'll stop." And I was like, "I don't think that's true at all. Like they're not gonna stop." And he had that woman's look of just the blind sort of fuck it.
I'm going.
I'm just doing it, and that's all. Like he couldn't be persuaded otherwise.
I mean, the burden's on the driver.
You think to stop?
Oh
If you don't
yeah,
have
you're
a
driving a death machine.
But if you don't have, we have traffic laws exist for a reason. So
Yeah.
like if you're not adhering, and pedestrian I guess as well. Like if you're walking, and the light is green, you get hit. I don't know who the burden of that falls on.
Do you think pedestrian laws are like only really applicable to places like New York though? I mean, there's so many places in this city where you don't even have sidewalks.
Well, I mean, if
You
you're
know.
walking in Edinburgh, I don't think anybody's gonna you could probably cross the street when it's green if there's no cars coming. But on like 6th Avenue is weird. Like my former sister-in-law, got hit by a taxi on like 76th Street, and
You laugh.
No.
You did though.
Just
so
got
we
hit.
get the phone call that like she got hit by a taxi and she's like in an ambulance. Like Ellie Kemper was the person that like called the ambulance.
Is that the lady from Kimmy Schmidt?
Yes.
It is Kimmy Schmidt.
It is Kimmy Schmidt.
It is Kimmy Schmidt.
And she like rode in the ambulance with her, like took her to the hospital, and then like showed up at her job to explain to her job like what happened.
Oh
and
my-
they checked on her like every day.
Who's this?
It's a show on. Well, she was on The Office as well. I can't remember her name on
So
that
a famous
show.
actress?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had this show called The Unbreakable Kimmy
And
Schmidt.
I've seen that. I know
Yeah,
what you're talking-
yeah,
I don't know
so-
who she is, but I've heard the show.
Yeah, so that girl was that wonderful, beautiful lady. I love that show so much.
It's just
Saved
one of the-
Alex's
Saved-
sister-in-law.
former sister.
Former
sister.
sister-in-law.
Still, wonderful person, and I'm glad that she got a Kimmy Schmidt story out of it, or Ellie Kemper.
How
story
many
out of
times?
it.
How often you run into someone famous in New York, or just see them?
Frequently.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of just there. I shoulder checked Adam Sandler once. That was pretty cool.
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not. I was lighting a cigarette, and I shoulder checked him, and I looked up, and I was like,
You
"Holy
should have been
shit,
like,
you're Adam Sandler."
25, please. Did you ever hear that?
Did he make eye contact with you?
He did. He's tall.
Is he?
Yeah, and he was
He's
super
tall?
nice. Yeah. I was like, "Oh shit,
He's
you're Adam
thick.
Sandler," and he was like, "I get that a lot." And I was like, "Have a good day."
Yeah.
I bet you he's a cool dude though.
You
Like,
should've-
I bet you he's super normal.
Oh fuck yeah! You should have locked eyes with him and been like,
Assertive
"Quit
dominance."
looking at me, Swan."
Well, yeah, that's what, like the $1.25, please. I bet you some like I feel like he'd be like normal, as in like not us normal, but like for celebrity.
For
normal.
somebody worth, $500
yeah,
million.
because I don't think you could say you're normal if you're fucking.
That's
Obscene.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
like there, and I hate when people go, "I'm just a normal guy." Like you're Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
Like get the fuck out of here. There's
playing
nothing
bongos
normal.
naked.
Yeah,
You know?
I've heard stories like that about Bill Murray too. Like read him about him just being, for a celebrity, just a normal person.
The most normal dude I ever met was Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so fun, dude. He's the
He is
best, dude.
the nicest dude on earth.
Really?
Like, yes. Like if
I
I
assumed he was an asshole.
no,
For
dude.
sure.
If I did shots with him and Olivia Wilde.
she's so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did not know who she was, and she was at my bar for like 2 hours and just kept getting.
I've seen her
drinks.
naked.
Wow.
Vinyl.
No, on fucking like
YouTube.
the phone.
On the phone. On the
All the movies
I
on the
sound like
phone.
my dad.
in the moving pictures.
In the theater.
It was black and
Yeah.
white. It was black and white.
It was a silent movie from my youth.
From the youth.
Charlie Chaplin was dancing in the background.
It's amazing.
Dude, those big cities are real crazy too. I feel like you really need to pay attention to what you're doing when you're like walking around the streets of New York City
100
or driving.
100%. You could not pay me to ever drive there, and
No one does though, do they?
Oh, dude,
Wait,
the streets
yeah,
are
yeah,
packed.
That's what I don't understand. No one in New York drives, but there's cars everywhere.
All I can say is that it led me to like I lived there for a long time, and I forgot that driving is necessary for like 95%
Oh no,
of the
you
population
didn't
in
have a car,
America.
did you? Whenever you
No,
like
fuck no.
started,
I lost my license, and I was like, they're like, are you gonna get it like reissued? It expired. I was like, why? Why would I do that? Like I
Right.
live here. Like I have no purpose. I go to Erie once a year, and like my family will drive me around. I don't even drive in snow, so why would I come back to Erie and drive?
Dude, I
And-
took an Uber in New York City, and it was like the scariest, safest thing I think I've ever experienced. It was like the danger of riding on a roller coaster. Like you're like supposed to be scared, and all this ridiculous
But
shit's
you're
going
okay.
on. But like these drivers are just so like precise and skilled that they fucking definitely navigate.
I
through
would
this
think
traffic.
driving a taxi in New York is like a skill that is very
What-
specific.
I think so. And also, the last time I was there, we were on one of those like double-decker tour buses. And we went through Times Square. We went. It was like Manhattan down over the Brooklyn Bridge and back, and we went through Times Square. And this person driving this, I was on the top deck, and I was getting anxiety for the person driving this bus. I was like, "How the fuck are you making these turns?" Like,
My neighbor, like the super in my building, drove a bus for the city. And I would sit out on the stoop and drink or smoke or whatever, and we'd get to
does that
talking.
pay well?
Super your rent's pretty. He's been there since like
I
1974.
feel like that pay well.
So
I feel like those
That's
basically,
definitely a
like,
skill.
He
Yeah.
took the trash out and like kept the hallways clean for like it was like a building of like 25 people or whatever, and I think his rent was like $400 a month.
that's it
Yeah.
in New York.
yeah, I was gonna, isn't that cheap?
But he was also like, I've lived in this building my entire life. I
Yeah.
think you get those real New Yorkers who are like born and raised there. Like you don't move. I knew a like guy who was like 75. He was a therapist of mine for a while, and he was like, I've
So
lived in
he
this-
worked. He was good.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, I've
You're
lived-
cured now, clearly.
No, he actually blew me a kiss.
Oh wow.
Which is why I stopped therapy with him.
I would look more into that, dude.
yeah, that I don't know if that's
It was uncomfortable. I'm a pretty passive dude.
How
He was
old
like,
were you, dude?
I don't know, 30, 31?
Oh, I thought you were a kid.
No!
Oh.
I grew up here, man.
Oh.
No, he
Yeah,
was
I guess
like,
that makes sense.
I was explaining something. He's like, you seem troubled. Can I blow you a kiss? And I was like,
What the fuck?
your therapist.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it just you two in the room?
yeah, well, who else?
Yeah.
There's not an audience.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a group setting. Dude.
It was.
Maybe
Yeah.
he was just testing you. Like,
Dude, I don't know what it was, but it was really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and I
I'd be
didn't,
freaking
so
out.
I just said, okay. And he like did
He
it.
did it?
And I was like,
Wait, he did it.
You grabbed it.
you caught
I
it.
couldn't just float it out in the ether.
So
I'm
this is
telling everyone this story, dude.
Please, it's what the weirdness of like the shit that has happened in my life where I'm just like, and you tell people and they're like, that's not normal.
Yeah,
And I was like-
I get that.
I always thought it was normal.
Like, so you've had therapists blow you kisses?
Oh yeah.
I don't
Tons
even
all
know
of
what
my
I'm
therapists.
I would have been like, dude, I don't know what I would have done. I like to think I'd be like gangster, but I'm never gangster.
No,
so-
Be like,
dude,
"Fuck
what
you,
you do
can't
is you're
blow me a
like,
kiss.
I was like,
Bitch, what do you think this is?
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude?
all I could think was like, I'm broke as fuck, and like this session's costing me $150, and like,
This
He
is
wants
how
to make out.
you gotta embrace the therapy. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work if you're rallying against it the whole time.
Why
So
are
you
you-
gotta
quit
accept.
fighting it.
You gotta accept the
accept
kiss.
the kisses.
God, that's
And I did. I grabbed it out of the air. It was fucking weird.
You
man.
you definitely fucking got me too, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That dude was like a regular fucking Harvey Weinstein.
What's
dude.
crazy is the chick that started Me Too'd like a 17-year-old dude. So it's like the most craziest shit. It's like, God, dude, the people that scream the loudest are always full of shit, dude. I don't care where it's at, whoever's talking, if they're like so gung ho about something, that's because of them. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I fucking always think that. I'm like, if you're so hung up on one thing, it's because you do that same shit.
I think humans like
Guaranteed.
inherently hate themselves.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
that's
get
why
it.
they scream so loud about shit like
Dude,
Me
they-
Too, because they're fucking so mad at themselves for doing it and can't come to terms with it.
I wrote a study, and I'm not sure it was like a peer-reviewed study or anything, but it was like most like huge, massive homophobes like the ones who are like Westboro Baptist Church, like out
Right.
there protesting it, like an inordinate
All
number
fuck
of
each other?
those guys like have very strong homosexual tendencies.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's like people that chase Bigfoot and stuff, dude. They're just like,
Because they are big.
They are.
well, it's just, dude, it's a certain type of people that do like they're, do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not sure I got the Bigfoot part.
well,
here.
like they're just lonely, unfuckable white dudes usually. Like there's always like a pattern.
So
in
they need a
everything.
big, hairy, strong bear man.
Well, I just think they need something that they feel like they need. So, like, you live in the country, you got nothing going on,
fuck a Bigfoot.
Yeah, I
And
just
then-
feel like they want to fuck a Bigfoot. Like, that's like, I'm not even
That's
saying
the
that.
end game.
Wait, so
Wait,
that's your
hold on.
takeaway from Bigfoot hunters?
Yes, they all.
Is that they
I
all
do
just wanna
feel
fuck
like that,
Bigfoot?
though. I don't know if they want to fuck them, but I feel like there's definitely some
Hand
sexual
stuff,
tendency.
hand stuff.
Maybe it's a girl Bigfoot, dude.
could
Maybe
be.
they're not fucking
Well, that's
him.
why I'm
Is
saying
this
I'm not
what-
against it, but
Wait,
what?
What are
Is
you?
it recording?
Eddie got scared. It's not recording. It's
what-
recording.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're not doing this again. Don't scare me like that.
I
That's all
just
I
didn't
do.
see us on the screen, and I wanted to look at our pretty faces. That's
Oh, well, we can do that.
I don't want to
Those
look.
are so. Kalista and I are gonna get wave files tattooed on our wrists.
Oh,
saying
wow.
I love you. I think
Oh.
that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's pretty- yeah,
I learned to
love
pick
you.
out certain words in editing this podcast. Like I can recognize certain words just by
It's
looking
so
at the
weird,
wave
dude.
files.
Wave files are fun, dude. I'm obsessed with them. I don't know why. I just like the way. I like whenever they. I don't know.
I
So-
want a matching wave file tattoo with a Bigfoot.
You
That
can't
says-
steal my idea unless it's with Bigfoot.
With,
Nah,
it-
keep
no,
going,
with
keep
Bigfoot.
going. Let me hear it.
That just says like, "Let's fuck." Or something like that,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
In a
I'm like-
Bigfoot call voice, like
What are
Hey,
you?
no, here's a question. How fast? Okay, so we've like looked for aliens and Bigfoot or like Loch Ness monster. How soon do you think after like we discovered that they were real, like cryptids, like cryptozoology, would like weird sex stuff become a thing?
Well, here's
like
the,
almost immediately.
Here's the thing. How many people?
I mean, it's already a fantasy for
Yeah,
sure.
How many people are like, please, please, aliens abduct me, take me from this planet?
Probe
when
me.
every alien story exactly starts with an anal probe.
Yeah, why is
you
that?
know?
Why
Yeah.
is that though?
Yeah, because,
like, it's
they-
always an anal probe.
If you
What are
are
you gonna find?
and to our interstellar travelers,
yeah, our
or
interstellar listeners out there, our intergalactic.
please-
if you could
please get-
comment
yeah.
below
Yeah.
and just let us
Let
know.
us know.
What is the obsession with like the butt? You've traveled
Is
across a galaxy and yet butts are like how we get.
No,
Yeah, not
I'm
the
not sure if
brain.
that's an alien thing or if that's like a human
That's a
thing.
human thing.
I feel like the humans are like, okay, I'm here, probe me now.
Right.
Wait, please don't probe me.
Please.
no, not the probe again.
But like, it's tough to say though because everyone who's been abducted by aliens is just
Unfuckable white person.
wait, yeah.
Except for the first people, they were black.
They're painted as people that are just fucking crazy. So like if the first person was like, yeah, this alien stuck fucking antenna up my ass, and then no one's gonna believe him. But maybe that's just how they do it.
That's
Maybe,
also
maybe
like,
the aliens are just fucking with us because they know no one's gonna believe that story.
plus I
Right.
feel like that's an American follower thing. Like, oh yeah, like you got probed by an alien and he stuck stuff up your butt. That's what happened to me when I got fucking abducted by aliens.
What if that's a way of just like you're sort of halfway getting to the fact that you like things up your butt?
I think
you're
it's
like
just
I have
like-
to blame an alien.
I think it's just like perpetuating
blame
like a
something.
self-defense. You know what I mean? Like I gotta make sure I fit in here, so I have to have the same story. You know what I mean? I'm like signaling to everybody that like I'm okay because like
human
all the
nature,
alien
right,
people.
being part of a
Like
group,
you
man.
go to the emergency room and they're like, how did this 12-inch fucking dildo get stuck in your ass? And be like, you'll never believe it. This alien got me. Just shoved
Super
it
into
right
butt
up
stuff.
there.
The alien starts like probing you. You're like, oh my god, I feel so. I mean, ow, ow.
This is awful.
This is so bad.
You know what?
Aliens.
You know
Keep doing it, but it hurts so good.
I watched on like the History Channel or one of those Discovery or whatever. The theory was that Bigfoot is actually a breed of alien.
What?
It happened in the 70s out in like middle of America, white people stuff. But
I love that like white people.
but this cop in like some small like it was like somewhere in the Bible Belt and he saw like a UFO in the sky and then he saw the Bigfoots and then they disappeared. So their theory was we've never found Bigfoot bones because they're aliens that are
Just coming and going.
coming and going.
I had this argument because I was in Seattle this summer, right? And has anybody ever been in the Pacific Northwest? It's fucking beautiful, right? Like, but you're seeing like forests on a scale that like it's like nothing here.
So thick.
It's insane, and it goes on forever. And there's always like well, why haven't we found Bigfoot? I'm like, dude, I spent
We can't even uncover
7 days in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm like, dude, like
So much.
Yeah, there's so much here.
So much ground to cover.
Yeah.
I wonder how much is still. I mean, dude, it's a huge percentage. Is still.
Dude, some of the Pacific Northwest is something like there's still like 45% of it and stuff that's like been unexplored.
Yeah, that's
because
like
you
the
can't
ocean.
So
get
much,
to
dude.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking up creepy shit from the ocean. I love the
Dude,
ocean.
like
but
the
I don't
Mariana
really-
Trench, like all the weird shit
Dude,
down there.
the ocean is the most bizarre shit. Like, if you want real aliens, just go to the fucking ocean. They're all there. Like, they're
Right.
the most craziest creatures. And,
Dude, did you guys ever see that My Teacher is an Octopus?
Yes.
Dude, I think that guy wanted to fuck that octopus, but also octopuses are aliens.
Dude, there is like they don't have like DNA that's found on Earth, or there's something.
There's
very
nothing.
octopi?
They don't like. They don't have like any related cousins or like
No,
other
they are
animals like
completely
it.
entities unto themselves, and they
Dude,
live
they're
a
so
year.
But
crazy.
that
And
guy in the show,
Wait, they only live
his
a
little
year?
octopus, he wanted to fuck it, dude. He was in love with that octopus.
Oh,
I
dude, that's
swear.
a real thing.
He,
Yeah,
was,
dude.
he spent like
I've
2
watched
years
plenty
following
of
around
porn on
this
that.
octopuses. Oh, dude, the tentacles, dude. Everybody
Well,
got
I'm
it.
just saying, dude. Someone was telling me about like tentacle porn being a thing, and then I found it, and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
it's a very real thing.
Yeah, like it's not for me. It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, dude, we've all like
I watched
looked
that
at
shit.
it.
But,
I have not.
Look, I've gotten turned on by some weird shit.
Yo,
dude,
no,
and I'm
I-
like ashamed of myself. Like that's what I'm into.
I feel
Fuck.
like the porn has like gotten so like. Do you ever like look at porn and then you're just like ashamed at the rabbit hole you went down afterwards? Where you're
always,
just, like,
every time,
You're
dude,
like,
every single
good
time.
fucking lord.
Yeah.
I don't
Like-
even have to be into it. I'm
No,
still interested.
there's
though.
a fascination.
Yeah,
part of
dude,
it
I'm
just
just
wants to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I'm just like, dude, I'm a cuck, 100% cuck for sure, for all that weird shit. I like weird shit, dude. It's not like I'm into it. I don't even want to do any of that shit. I just like watching.
Like
the
your
weird
pants
shit.
don't even come down. You're more like this is. I'm
How
just
hard would that
fascinated.
job be, though? People think. I remember someone's like, dude, it'd be awesome because you got upset. I'm like, dude, it's not like that.
It's a
dude.
job.
It's literally a job, and it seems like the grossest job ever, dude. Like, some of those videos are disgusting. So when you're done, dude, since I have a kid, I'm always thinking, like, I hope that's not my daughter. Like, I hope she never, because that's someone's daughter, dude.
It is,
And
well,
it
by
fucking-
default, unless she's an octopus.
Yes.
Then
Well,
does
she
it.
might
It's
be an
not really-
octopus. They might all be an octopus.
I have a mixtape. Well, I guess it's not tape anymore, but I have a mix that I listen to when the old porno comes on.
Really?
In
You
the
got a
background.
music?
Wait,
Oh yeah.
what?
Oh yeah.
That's new. I
Oh,
never.
But
yeah.
you light candles, put on your mix.
Oh
and-
yeah.
So you said a mood?
Yeah, you set a mood to. Okay,
To watch the porn?
interesting.
Okay.
I need to live a
saw
little.
There's my candle collection.
He actually has
Nice.
this. He has this.
I mean, it's real. Like you got to get like the self-loathing going. So
It-
like I
it-
got
see,
some
and
like
that's-
Bridge Over Troubled Water.
I
some
always-
Simon and Garfunkel.
Like,
you know, we're like
fuck, dude.
mad world. Like all around us and from
I feel like you're crying while you're doing
And
this.
well, how,
You
do you,
have to
how do
be.
you lube yourself up? How
Tears.
does anybody else do it?
Wait, hold on. You guys don't use tears?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
If
had
you can't
this-
get a good cry going before you're jerking off, what are you even doing with your life?
I had a conversation with a buddy like pretty recently that was like, dude, if I was 37, like I'm almost 37, if I went back in time and told like 15-year-old me how often I'd still find myself on the bathroom floor at like midnight jerking off, like my 15-year-old self would kick my ass.
Hold on the floor.
See,
Right.
Dude,
okay.
I'm not like gonna do it in bed.
Yeah, dude.
Why
you do
on
it
the
secretly
floor?
with your lady
You
next
can
to
sit
you.
on a toilet. You could do. There's a million things.
I want to be comfortable.
So you lay,
floor?
and
On
you
a
lay on
hard
the floor.
toilet?
And so you
On the
lay on the floor.
floor?
Don't you have a couch?
Yeah, anything. I feel like you should be sitting.
Dude, there's still the weird shame part that goes along with it.
I get that,
man.
dude. You got to stick to the bathroom. That's,
Yeah.
that's where you do it.
And if I told 15-year-old
Dude, every
self,
time-
like, dude, you're still gonna be jerking it like you did, like with the double door lock, you know, sort of sad hiding.
Hoping, listening very carefully for any noises of
Right.
people moving
Yeah,
around the
yeah.
house.
Dude, my parents told me we had a baby shower a couple weeks ago, and we didn't talk about that stuff in my house, like, and
jerking off on the
yeah,
bathroom
no,
floor.
dude, like I never got to talk.
Maybe that's why
I
you're
never
doing
got
it
to
now.
talk or anything. So my mom's telling this story, and she was like, "Yeah, this one time, it was like 2 a.m. and I woke up to like the shower running, and I like woke your dad up, and I was like, something's wrong. Somebody's in the shower, and he just said, it's one of the boys. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
And then just rolled over and went back to sleep. I was like, you guys knew? My mom's like, I mean, what? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, how would we not? You're like a teenager.
No,
Ladies-
my parents caught me.
They caught you?
Well, not like physically in the act, but they caught me because I thought Vaseline was like what you used.
Dude, you tried it too?
Yeah, but I
just
got
scrape
it
off
on-
with a knife.
Well, yeah, I got it on everything. And my mom's like, dude, grow up and use fucking lube or something. Like spit, whatever. I'm sick of touching Vaseline all over the bathroom. Like, just stop. There's 5 of us in here. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Wait, you all shared a bathroom?
We had a pretty big house. We had 6 kids, but there was one fucking bathroom in this house. It made no sense. It was so we just pissed. We lived in so the boys, there was 3 boys, my dad and 2 boys. We just pissed off the back porch. Like in the morning, dude, every morning, winter time, didn't matter, dude. There was always yellow pee off his back porch, dude. It's so gross, dude.
Dude, your life
'Cause
becomes
people-
more and more fast. Like, the longer we're your friends, like, your stories just get,
yeah.
And the funniest part is like, you just, like, think it's very, like...
It's normal.
Normal.
See,
and they're like, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Right. And
Dude,
I think
what? And
I don't
you're like, what? No,
I
you
don't- I
didn't
don't-
do that?
I don't know. I don't know about Eddie, but as far as your story, I think I understand more. I'm not licensed, but I think I understand more why you're accepting errant blown kisses from therapists that are non-consensual.
What's crazy is I feel out of everyone that I've met in Erie, I've had the fucking most sane childhood, and then whenever I tell him shit, he's like, Jesus Christ. Dude.
I just real like I have
And
the
I'm like,
most
what?
goddamn boring. I have no idea how I ended up the way that I did. Like, because my childhood was just pretty fucking normal.
Yeah.
Like, overall, like, my parents loved each other and they like were affectionate and not. I don't know. They here's the thing, but it has made my
Do they
adult
still
life
love
weird.
each other? Are they still in
Dude,
love?
they're the best. They've been married like 44 years this summer.
I hope I
It's a
have
long
that.
time.
Dude, and
44 years, I feel like I'm going to be real old by that time.
Well, I've never
44
wanted that.
years being together.
Well, have you guys? I've never wanted to be with someone. It just never was like something that you can ask anyone I've ever dated. They're always like, he's so distant, and it's just I've never enjoyed like actually hanging out with someone that often. Like they always hindered everything.
you
I
wanted
was trying
somebody
to do.
to avoid having to go to the bathroom
Well,
and
no.
jerk off at midnight.
Dude, Kalista knows him. I'll go in the bathroom. She's like, you're jerking it. I'm like, 50-50. Like,
Everything's 50-50 with me.
There's always a chance.
But I forgot what I was saying. Shit. I don't
You're
know. It was
you're
super
married now,
important.
though, dude.
Well, and that's the thing is like I never wanted that, and now that I have it, I want it forever. Cause I found some. Maybe that's all it takes is find someone that. Now my biggest worry is that she's gonna hate me. But oh yeah, this is it. Every chick I've ever dated, like, cause I was in when I was doing comedy and I was doing music. Well, I still do music, but I'm saying like everyone's like thought that was cool, right? That's like a way to pick up chicks, right? Oh,
Sure.
you play guitar, blah blah blah. It's awesome. But then after like 4 months, they fucking hate me because I'm so obsessed with music, like in sounds and stuff, and like literally, because like Kalista, thank God, like, because we'll just be sitting on the couch and I have to get up to go do like immediately. I'll be like, dude, I have this thought, and I'll just go and like do whatever. Sometimes I'll be there for 2 hours, so it could be like something for 5 seconds or it could be 2 hours. Doesn't matter what it is. Kalista doesn't fuck with me, but every other chick used to like grow up, I'm like
pay attention
how
to
do I
me.
stop? Yeah, but I'm like, how do I stop? I don't even like, and so then I started, when I was doing comedy, dude, I was fucking leaving for 5 years almost every single night. Dude, you never seen me at night. Like, I took care of my daughter, and that was it. I put her to bed, and I was gone till the next day, and that's all I ever did, and it's like, dude, she hated me. Like,
I think that's like a key to a healthy relationship is not like demanding all the time that your partner spends with you.
well,
all
Kalista will
the
do
time.
it. So, what's even crazy about her? Dude, she's so fucking honest. I've never had that. And I've never been honest with someone. But also, dude, so my daughter was coming up. I just started dating Kalista. I was like 6 months in, and my daughter's hanging out on the weekend. And she like, hey, I need to talk to you outside. I'm like, okay. She's like, I just want to say something. And I was like, what? She's like, this is embarrassing as fuck. And I was like, what? Just tell me. She's like, I'm kind of jealous of your daughter. And I was like, the way she looks, like, what are you, she's 10. She's like, nah, dude, you have, like, she's taking up your time. Like, my time with you. And I was like, oh, that's sweet, but get over it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
dude, I
right.
don't know what to tell you, but, like, but it was just like I find endearing, I guess. Like when people are like, she's literally herself all the time, and I feel like I'm always myself. Like I've tried to be like there's people that have influenced me, but I've never wanted to be like, even when I was doing comedy. You can see other comics mimic other comics, right? So you see like a new up and coming guy act like Joe Rogan. You can literally look at them and be like, oh, it's like Anthony Jeselnik. Like they'll have the same, but eventually they branch out and figure out their own shit. I've never wanted to be like Joe Rogan or whoever. I've always just wanted to be me, how I am, but like funny. Does that make sense?
Me, but the funny version.
Or like
There's a 50-50 shot you're gonna get there, dude.
50-50.
But or like me, like like music. Like I've always wanted to play music, and I've liked other people's sound, but I never wanted to actually copy anyone's shit. But you do copy because like you hear something.
Inherently,
like,
you're going to
you
pick
have
up.
no
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
You know what? I
It's
think
best to do that.
You know what I think a great comedy bit would be to just get on the stage, lay on the ground, and just start jerking off to some tentacle porn.
You know what's interesting is open mics, because you'll see like so people don't understand, like they think you do something outrageous. Like open mics to some people think is like the holy grail of doing it's really just a bar and wherever the setting is, and then it's just people not laughing at you. That's essentially all open mics are. And then this dude came in with like Spider-Man underwear one time. He's like 50. It was his first time doing comedy, and he stood there and went like this. And we're just waiting for 3 minutes. He stood there and went like this. I was like, "This is great."
Yeah, that'd be hilarious to me.
Very much like the Andy Kaufman.
Andy
which is
Kaufman,
like,
yeah.
It's so, but they're all, dude. They're like us. Like everyone's weird as fuck.
You have to be.
And
I feel
it's
like.
If you're
awesome,
going into
dude.
comedy, I feel like it, or any sort of like entertainment type.
You guys
thing.
should get into it. Like if you talk to Dan, like he'll say he goes to all those. But like, dude, they're interesting. They're fun. We just went to a show last week. They're fun to go to. Like they're really fun to go to, man. I don't ever want to do the whole I just forget. Once you get away from that bombing for dude, it's hard to go back. You know, like,
just sucking and nobody laughing at your shit.
Yeah, it's so hard, man.
See, I would rather have. I think for me, if like I've always wanted to do the stand up, give it a shot. I would want people to go that just don't think I'm funny, or people be like, this guy fucking sucks before he's not funny at all, because I feel like I'd do worse with the pressure if people were
Like expecting you to do good.
Yeah, like have you ever sat someone down like, oh my god, this is my favorite song, listen, and they sit down and you just see them not caring
yeah.
or whatever. Like I would rather people just be like, this dude fucking sucks, like, because then there's no bar to reach, you know.
Well,
like,
go to an open mic, because first time I did an open mic, it was like, dude, 3 years in the works. Everyone, these dudes I used to work with, these black dudes, his name is Eddie. We used to work together, and at lunchtime I practiced stand-up. Like literally would practice. I would make all these construction guys cry laughing, dude. And I was like, God damn, this is so easy. Like, and they would just cry like all day, every day. It was just funny. Like we'd have these, and then they were like, dude, you have to go. And I kept standing them up. So finally, I was like, third time they were like, dude,
50-50.
yeah. It was more
50-50
like
shot.
0%. I already knew I wasn't going. I was so scared. But finally, they're like, yo, you show up first to the place, and then we'll come next, because we ain't going there again. This is the third time. Like, we're sick of you. So I go. Everyone sucked, and this was Hambones in Lawrenceville. It became my main place for a while. But then, everyone sucked, and then they finally called my name. I was like, oh, dude, go up there, and I fucking killed it. And I was like, wow, this is so easy. Like everyone's crying, laughing. Then like whenever I got done, like I got real brave and asked the chick out. She was like, no. Because these dudes were hyping me up. They're like, dude, you can't. Because I was the only one that made everyone laugh. I was like, I'm gonna be the best comic ever. And they're like, dude, they were so proud of me. I go up and do the same thing the next night, just at a different place. Not one laugh, and I was like, oh my god, this is like, there's nothing like it, dude.
No.
It's the most soul sucking. But if you keep doing it, you just get used to people not laughing. Because it's not that you're not funny. It has nothing. It's really doesn't. They're not paying attention.
I think
It's just no one gives
they
a
don't
shit.
care.
I think a huge thing with that too is like the best comics don't panic when people aren't laughing. They just stick to their
That's
routine.
so hard to do, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like,
feel like your fight or flight response.
I feel like
that's
that's-
an immediate.
Well, I was wasted that first night, like super drunk. So like it just ended up like I was in the. But yeah, the next night I was totally sober, and it just
like
it-
my
dude.
like one of my favorite bits ever is the roast of Bob Saget and Norm Macdonald goes up, and he's just like throwing out insults from like the 1940s. Like they're all like intentionally so bad.
He's
and,
so smart,
and
dude.
nobody in the room is laughing, and he is just still going in.
Damn, is he smart?
To the point where, like, the only people laughing for most of it were the comedians on stage. They were, like, dying. But he just is, like, unfazed. He doesn't give a... Well, he's dead now, but he didn't give a fuck if you thought it was funny. If he thought it was funny, he just did it. And
Andrew Dice Clay used to do that on purpose. Like, that was his thing. There's so many different thoughts and of theories of, like, everything, right? Like, music, comedy, like, how to do it. Really, I think it's just you have to figure out your own way. That's the one thing about being an artist. So essentially, like Andrew Dice Clay used to go up, and do you guys know who he is?
Yeah.
Super
He
offensive.
used to go up and just bomb like crazy, and like the crowd would still be laughing, and he's purposely not being funny. And then he's like, "I'm too famous." He's like, "Fuck." Like he got to a point where he's like, "Now I could literally say whatever I want." So then he would like have to like dial down his fame. It's so bizarre. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think
I
that's
mean-
like a really American thing too, to like
Just
be
laugh.
performing or doing something and expect everybody to just listen and pay attention and eat that shit up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, that's what you
rugged
think, right?
individualism
Right.
Yeah.
leads us to
everyone has
believe that.
ADHD, but they're gonna listen to me. You know? What
Yeah,
I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Look,
I'm fucking
that's a rap
important,
song.
Yeah,
and
look at
everybody's
me.
thinking about me anyway. So when I'm up on stage, obviously everybody's gonna laugh and perform and
Dude,
listen.
I said pay attention one time. I was like, dude, listen. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? They were like, boo,
Look at me.
boo.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Damn, dude.
Look at me. It wasn't even. I was just literally trying to get it because it's so loud, and I was just like trying to get the place to calm down. Don't ever be like, hey, don't,
Yeah.
don't, dude.
I remember...
'Cause no one's gonna listen.
I remember in the first time I went to college, I bombed horribly. But, like, the class...
Oh, you went to open mic?
No, I didn't do open mic, but I had
Oh.
this public speaking class,
I
which
couldn't do it.
I just murdered it. It was I was the best, you know.
Really?
Oh god, it was so easy for me. And you just reminded me because I remember I was given this. I forget what I was talking. Oh, I was talking about working at the place I worked at, and I was explaining how things work. And there was this girl, and it was before, you know, so this was like 2007 or 8, so you didn't have smartphones and shit. But this girl was like very obviously like just doodling her notebook, not paying attention. She was in the front row. And as I'm doing it, I walk up to her desk all nonchalant and just slam on her desk with both hands. And she like pops up and everyone starts laughing. And from that point on, every single time I gave a speech in that class, nobody was not fucking
you
paying
controlled the
attention.
room, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's like doing this
So, yeah.
podcast, dude, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be fucking famous. We've released a bunch of episodes and shit, and there's like all of our intergalactic and interplanetary listeners that don't show up on Spotify.
That's the thing is like,
You've got-
dude, I've been thinking I was gonna be famous since I was 12. I've
Right.
been told I was gonna dude, I didn't realize whenever. So you're in such a bubble in high school or whatever, and I remember I played guitar, so I was like one of 6 guitarists, you know, or whatever, musicians. So of course you're gonna think I'm gonna be famous, you know?
Yeah.
Like no one else does it. So and our songs suck, you know, but everyone thinks they're good, and it's just.
I think a lot of my ennui of like getting older is like the realization that I am not important at all. And like I'm going to
I
die
agree.
and I will die in obscurity. I will just live the most basic life, which is like I'll have a kid and then
You make
I'll
this sound so depressing.
Collect
bro.
fun-
No,
collect-
dude, but that's
you
the
make
sad
the
reality
best
of it.
sentence.
And
That's
that's
not-
not.
That's not even a sad reality.
That's not even
that's
that
just
bad.
a reality.
Yeah.
Like the odds of you changing the world are negligible. Like your odds are
Yeah.
so low of just. But all we can do is once. But I feel
I
like
can't
once,
believe you're saying this to me
I
right
do
now.
think
I feel
that-
like once you
We're
live
gonna
with
change
that,
the world.
but it's
No,
the
I
same
still
thing, which
thi-
is like with bombing, which is like once you accept that.
That's
and
what I was
roll
trying to
with
tell
it,
them.
The world sort of opens up
Oh,
a little
I-
bit.
You guys are not okay. So like this is how it starts. Whenever you start something, people are gonna pay attention, but then it definitely plateaus.
Oh,
right?
for
'Cause
sure.
You're doing
Yeah.
an art,
Just like relationships.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if you,
Plateau.
I think if you just keep doing it, you're gonna get better, right? And everything is practice, practice, practice. But like, in the beginning, it always like you do feel like so. Like I've made a lot of like really good songs that I think are good and other people think are good, but like you can make the best song and no, like it doesn't. You still have to have. It doesn't. You can make one really good song. Yeah, it could get lucky and everyone, but for the most part, no one's gonna hear that song.
Well, how
it
many-
takes a lot. You have to get an audience. You have to do what Tyler Smile was doing. It takes fucking a lot of time to build up those connections and all that. But eventually, if you keep doing it, I'm a firm believer. If you keep doing something, you'll get really good at it, and you'll be fine.
So-
But how many geniuses do you think are out there toiling in obscurity?
Oh, there's a
right
ton.
now?
Oh, plenty, dude.
But here's
Hundreds of thousands.
Here's the thing. I took a class on creativity.
But I think
the
people don't
English.
try either, though.
Well, then that's the thing. Is an interesting thread through like the years is that the people who are actually most successful, generally as far as different forms of artistry goes, are people that are the best at social networking.
That's all it is, I think.
Yeah,
Dude, the rhythm straight fucks you though, dude. I got like 1,000 people that follow me on Facebook, and I feel like my posts maybe make it to like 20 of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it'll
it's-
get better because I've been
will.
DMing Mark Zuckerberg. I'm trying to
Oh,
make
thank you.
friends
Well, no,
with the right
that's
person.
the thing. Is, so even like with my music, so I'll hit up, dude, I've hit up over 100 people, sent them beats, and they're all like, they're good, whatever. But they're like, I don't know you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
What's
dude,
your presence?
Well, it's like, why would I take your beats over the dude I've been hanging out with for 5 years making my beats? You know, like he's like, yours are good, his are good too. It's all,
but
you know
but
what I
we're
mean?
friends.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Exactly.
But
so
it's
it is
all
about
like the
networking.
perfect storm, I think, which is like, if you read a lot of, you follow like people's careers or whatever, which is like sort of the right place, the right time. And there's a billion factors that go into it, which is like
so
you have to
many,
have the
dude.
grind and the work ethic to like get after it and stay after it.
Most people
no matter
quit.
what.
I think most people quit too.
And I think
Right.
that could be a lot of it.
I
you
think
know?
so much,
But
dude.
I always think about like the guitar virtuoso who's like out and in cornfield drinking, and RoboCop shows up.
Well,
Murders
I mean,
him.
Murders
you
him.
you didn't grow up there, but you lived in New York. How many just fucking street performers are such incredible musicians?
So
Dude,
good,
you know what?
dude,
You know
so
what is
good.
funny, which is New York is nuts, right? Like, I feel like I was the only restaurant worker in New York City that like wasn't also an actor or a musician. They're like, "What else do you do?" I'm like, "This." That's it. This is it.
I jerk off on the bathroom
Yeah,
floor.
I jerk off in my
Interesting,
very
dude.
tiny galley kitchen alone. I don't have doors, and all your servers and everybody's like,
and I have no
trying-
higher aspirations in life.
Dude, have you ever heard the David Cross bit where he's talking
I
about
love
L.A.
that.
and he's like, and it's off "Shut Up You Fucking Baby," which I think is like maybe the best comedy album of like the last 25 years.
Definitely
And he's
good.
talking about how much he hates L.A. and he was like, because everybody there is gonna make it, right? Everybody's gonna be the
Everyone,
next
yeah.
fucking big thing. And he's like, and then you cut to like 5 months later where you're like, just don't get it on my face. And like his,
Oh my God.
his delivery is perfect, but he's very much talking about that. And even weirder than New York is Nashville. For musicians, which is Nashville is the hardest place to cut into, like anywhere in the country.
I mean, it took-
because you have the most fucking talented people, and you can't even get as a studio.
Well, that's why I think it
Yeah.
benefits you to not be in those places a lot of times. Get your like break in like a small city.
Well, how
Pittsburgh,
jaded?
wherever.
How jaded do you think
You
you
know-
get if you move to New York City and think you're going to be like the next big whatever,
You're
and
gonna
after
hate
10
everyone.
fucking years of
I
big
think,
commercials
yeah.
and cars for kids or whatever you're doing? Like, how jaded do you think you get?
I mean,
like,
it-
those people get so bitter
Right.
and angry and
dude, I've
resentful.
met people in Erie like that right now. It's like, dude, they want to hate on me for asking them to collab or something like that, and they want to like literally. I've had a few people be a dick to me now for no reason, and I don't even take myself serious. I don't even believe anything I say. So it's like I'm never serious, dude.
Yeah.
Like I never take myself serious. I don't even look at myself as like a business owner or anything, like because I don't even feel like it. I feel like a kid. I literally do. I'm 39. I feel like I'm a fucking like.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
I-
I feel, dude. It's so weird. I feel like I live in a dorm or a frat. I don't even know what I do, but anyway. I,
See, I don't know. I'm glad you brought up Nashville because when people are talking about their aspirations, I always like to remind them that it even took Kid Rock 15 years to get his Nashville big ass honky tonk bar and grill. Kid
Which
Rock's
he-
Country Bar and Grill. You know?
Which-
wait, to
Didn't
go
he-
down there to
What's
like
that?
open it? To open
Oh,
it or
I mean,
something?
I don't know.
Didn't he get it? It got shut down because he made a bunch of
I
slurs
love
against
Kid
Oprah.
Rock. So.
What?
Oh, I don't like his music. I
Oh,
love
okay.
Kid Rock though. He's one of my favorite people. Dude, I love him. He's just super white trash.
He's the worst.
Yeah, but dude, he's
But
a,
he
he's
owns
a
it.
musician. That's what I mean. His
lives-
house is the White House. Have you seen his house? You'll love him. Dude, his house is the White House
You're
with a stripper
gonna
pole.
love him.
It's a White House with a stripper pole. That's literally all it is. It's just an open house to party at with a stripper pole. He's my idol.
I actually read that he moved. He lives in a
Oh, he
just like
sucks. Fuck
a
Kid Rock.
giant. He lives in like a no. He lives in a custom made like huge trailer in Tennessee.
Dude, his parents were like millionaires. It's funny because
Really?
I went down to
Yeah.
I went down a Wikipedia thing the other day about Kid Rock, which led me to a bunch of weird
That's how
articles about
Ball
Kid
got
Rock.
famous, because it was not that. Yeah, it was
Dude, his
actually
dad
good. It
owned
was
like
good.
fucking 15 car dealerships. He grew up on like this massive estate
I thought he was a
in
bum,
Michigan,
dude.
so he like always touts it. He's like some southern.
I
country,
thought
and
he
he's
lived
not
in
at
a
all.
trailer and
No!
was raised in like a trailer park.
Dude,
for
here's
sure.
the thing. He
Why
panders
does he
to the
love trailer
lowest common
parks?
denominator. Said there is a genius in that.
That is smart, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
I thought he came from it.
Haven't you ever listened to the song that he not ripped off, because I'm sure they got royalties, but that mix of the Werewolves of London, Sweet Home
Yeah, it's a
Alabama
good
song?
I covered that song.
Yeah,
It's a good song.
yeah. If you listen to his lyrics, he's talking about like hanging out at a lake and
A lake,
like,
yeah, shit.
you
Like,
know,
who,
who
lake
fr-
in Michigan.
I mean, I don't want to, polarize
Michigan.
people, but how many broke people from Detroit do you think are going to a fucking cottage in the summer
I should start
listening to
rapping
Sweet Home
about- I should
Alabama?
start
You know what they are doing? Drawing dicks and burning down buildings.
I'm gonna start rapping about Presque Isle, dude. Like, dude, I don't even know what I'll do, but I'm gonna start rapping Erie hard, dude. I love
Dude,
Erie.
Erie's a good place.
It is though.
We
dude.
get bad rap. I feel like a lot of people really say it sucks. Everybody's dying to
I
get
think
out of
for
here. But
artists-
kids.
I think
For
we need
artists,
a RoboCop.
I think it's a really good place because I worked at Ember Ford's when I first got here a couple years ago,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 years ago. And dude, I do respect your because Pittsburgh I thought was really into artists and like music scene, and they're very supportive of comics, all that stuff. But then when I got to Erie, it's like another level. It seemed like, and then the weird thing about Erie is I thought it was a city. And then everybody knows each other. I was like, this is fucking weird.
It is not a city.
It's
so
a
weird.
very, very big town.
Yes.
But everyone knows each other. Everyone. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Erie's a very, very strange place, and after moving back here,
Do you guys
I'm
like it though?
Yeah, dude.
It has its
Well,
ups
I
and downs.
I'm
just
from
like
here?
anywhere
Yeah.
else.
Oh, you from here?
All
You're
three
from
of
here?
us
Born and
are.
raised, yeah.
Oh.
I'm like very like I either want to be in a city where I can disappear, like New York, or I need to be like out in the middle of nowhere, away from people. And like Erie is just like it's just a large suburb, is how I
Dude,
feel
you
about
kill
it.
me, bro.
What?
I hated Alex, dude, for so long, dude. Like, literally, I didn't know it for so long, but I remember hearing him, and I used to be like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, you whiny little bitch.
Let us
dude.
know how
Like,
you really feel.
Oh, he knows. I was like, dude, he used to, then I remember.
I didn't know you hated me.
Well, I didn't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody except for one dude. There's one dude I hate. I'm not gonna talk about, but and then no one knows him. But I'm just saying, I don't think I ever really hate anyone. I don't think I hate it. People think I think I'm an asshole. Do you guys think I'm an asshole?
No,
by the
dude,
way?
I wouldn't have
Does
invited
anyone-
you here if I
No.
thought you were
Well,
an
I
asshole.
always feel like
now
people
my
just
opinion's
assume
out.
I'm an
I
asshole.
hated Alex.
I couldn't.
Man,
dude.
for the longest
He was
time,
just
he
like
was
he
so
would come in
annoying.
and just be like super angsty about everything. Oh my god, my dress doesn't fit, and I'm like, Jesus, dude, like quit crying and just deal with it. Just fucking deal with it, okay?
So
Whatever
many
you're
people
doing.
want to cry rather than deal with it.
Oh,
though.
dude, that's my
It's
thing.
a-
So that's one thing I think that people fuck up in life too. Is like I'm not even talking about like. So like when it comes to doing something, I think people like once they get that first like fuck up or mishap, whatever, like that setback, that turns you off from things, right? Like, oh, dude, like whatever. Say you put something out and then it gets a bunch of hate, and then I could definitely turn you away from like fuck this. I can't do that. Like, but I think you just have to not quit. Like just. There's going to be some good times, there's going to be some shitty times. You don't think, like, whenever I started learning how to make music, it's the hardest thing, dude. There's so many things on there. I don't know what any of it still does. You know, like, Tony can relate. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
what's half that
I
shit
barely
do
make
on
this
there?
shit. I just know what I use, and it's pretty easy. And that's
Well, then I
don't
found
fuck with
out-
anything else.
And I just
Well,
come
that's
up.
what I found out. Is all those tools are cool, but, like, you just use whatever the fuck you want to use. Like,
Right.
I always used to think I had to, like, use every little thing. I have to know every detail. And it's like, if you're making cool shit that you like, keep doing it that way. Like,
We,
you
we,
just-
we have a good thing. I mean, Tony does all the heavy lifting, and I do all the sidekick murders on the side. So,
Yeah. It's good to have a sidekick to come
How
up
long
and
have we
murder.
been running? Oh shit, we've been going for a minute.
We're going for a minute. It's been fun though, dude. This
Oh,
has been
dude, I've had a blast.
an awesome conversation. I love you guys. Thank you for coming on, and thank you to all our listeners. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This one was super fun to make for the second time, and we remembered to record this time.
Stay weird. Stay on the bathroom floor.
That's right.
I want to give a special shout out to our anal probing intergalactic listeners.
I live at 726 West 8th Street.
Yeah, let me know.
Please don't come.
I'm gonna hate it.
And let us know if it's us that are begging for the anal probes, or if it's something that you guys actually
Yeah,
just
I would
do.
say please to our intergalactic listeners.
Let me know if my jerkin mixtape is weird or not.
All right.
Oh no, it's weird. I'm gonna tell you, it's weird.
It's weird. It's weird, Dave. Nobody else has that, or as many candles.
Want to hear
Thank
mine?
you.
That was pretty good, dude.
I don't really have a